Hello, this is Dr. Jeanette Raymond, psychologist, psychotherapist, and relationship expert, here with my next video in the series of power differentials. And this one is going to be about the power differential in a couple where one person is regarded as the emotional one who's always getting upset and het up and may lose control, and the other one who's rational and, got their feet on the ground and they never get riled up about anything. And this happens a lot between couples where one person, let's say the emotional, one who's labeled as emotional, gets very anxious about wanting something to happen between the two of them, connect in a certain way, be on the same page, be seen and heard, and doesn't feel like it's happening in the normal way. So they have to escalate and try and get themselves to be taken seriously. And one way they do it is they get the sense of urgency from deep in the pit of their body, where they have to feel like every ounce of them is engaged in trying to get inside the other person and put themselves in there so that they can touch the other one, kind of push their buttons, made to feel something. Do you even know I'm here? Do you care about us? Or are you just going to see me as the one who's out of control and messy and who needs to be cleaned up, and you're all the clean one who never makes a mistake and who's always, got their nose up in the air like that, making me feel bad about my feelings, and you don't have any. So I'm going to call it splitting the emotional part of the couple and the non-emotional. And here's the couple that I'm going to speak about. So let's call them Ghiselda and David. So Ghiselda wants to be perfect, right? She never gets upset about anything. She's always on the straight and narrow. She knows what to do. She knows how to take care of things. Boom, 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 boom. She's got it all sorted out, formulaic, and so on. And her husband David wants to be seen and heard. He wants to connect with her. He doesn't want to be on the end of her priority list where she's too tired to talk to him, to cuddle with him, to connect on a more human level where they can play and enjoy each other. So he gets more and more anxious about it. He stopped waiting. He can't wait anymore, hoping that she'll see how lonely he is, how much he wants her to come to him and show that she misses him and wants to engage with him and have fun with him and enjoy him as much as he wants to do that with her. So for years he's been waiting and waiting and waiting. He's now unable to do so anymore. And so now he's in a very active way trying to pursue this part of him that's desperate and wanting to get in. And even though he doesn't like it when he does it, he feels like he's being too aggressive, he doesn't feel like he has any option. But what really hurts him is when she comes back and she says, "Why are you so upset? What made you fly off the handle like that? What made you feel like you needed to yell at our kids? What made you want to walk out the door just because I asked you where the dessert tray was?" So she comes across as very cool, calm, and collected. She's a superior one. She doesn't get to the same place as him. She might take from 0 to 2 million to get to that place where he can go there from 0 to 3. And the more she acts as if, there's no reason to be upset, why are you so upset? He feels more and more pressured because she's showing him that he's the one who's bad or messy or, contaminated for having big feelings, for wanting connection, for wanting to be close, for wanting to feel secure and stable and cared for, and have physical expressions of that, whether it's hugs or cuddles or touching each other as they pass across the hall in the dining room, whatever it might be. Well, she can't tolerate it, and he feels, oh my God, I can't live like this anymore. What's going to happen when our kids grow up and leave home, which is not in the too distant future? This is going to be emptiness. I don't think I can do this. I don't want to live like my family before me, where they either fought all the time or they ignored each other. And nor do I want to be in this place. So he's decided not to wait anymore and really have a push at it. And so he does become emotional and he feels all his feelings. And they get bigger and bigger and bigger because she's not being inquisitive. She's not wanting to take a look and play and be with him and take some of her own. So this is a massive, massive power differential between the one who has the feelings, that carries them for the both of them, and the one who doesn't. Whereas if it worked properly, both of them would have feelings, both of them would get upset, both of them would rise up and come down and meet in the middle and kind of play around with each other so that they both show that they care, that their emotions can be aroused, that they matter to each other. And the only way you can do that is by showing feeling, not being robotic or superior, not having any feelings or not caring or just, acting like a robot is not something that works in a couple's relationship. It can keep that person safe, in this case Ghiselda, it can keep her safe from worrying about what would happen if she didn't meet David's needs and engage emotionally in the future. She might be in denial, live in with the blinkers on her eyes, and that might keep her safe for now, but it won't keep her safe later on. And it will challenge her sense of imperfection if he does actually decide that he's had enough and he's going to look elsewhere. What does it do for David? It makes him feel crazy, that he's wanting something that he shouldn't want, that he must be some kind of freak to have these big emotions, but he's not. Having them for her and his own is what makes them big and unmanageable and maybe messy and maybe very, very scary. He's not having them just by himself. He's taken on her so she can feel empty and good about it. So what really needs to happen is David needs to step back a bit and just take care of his own feelings, just put a boundary around them and let her feel the need. She needs to have some motivation. She needs to have a crisis underneath her so that she will feel the need to take things seriously, to begin a conversation, to create connection in ways where they become more equal and give what each of them can give each other without one person taking it all on, and also with it the mantle of being crazy or a freak or overdoing it or being the messy emotional one. It's really the other one who's giving it, in this case Ghiselda, to David because she feels cleaner and doesn't have to deal with her own mess. He can deal with it. Why? Because her mother didn't do it for her when she was little, so now she's using him. And what is David doing? He couldn't get into his mother either. She was very cold and uncaring and living in a different world, and he had to either be a good soldier and not feel anything, but then he would suffer by holding it all in, either physically or he'd have to numb it with some substances or alcohol, which cost him his health and his mental health too for a long time. Or he has to show it and keep trying to ring that hollow bell inside her. And so he has to become the awakener. But so long as he takes all of her stuff, he can't waken her up because there's nothing there to wake up. So he has to step back and let whatever it is she has inside her grow until it awakens, it reaches her consciousness, and that she can express it, and then they can have some communication where both of their feelings match their needs and situation. So this is the power differential I'm sure many of you will recognize, where one person in the family or one part of the couple is always the emotional one, the one who's always, anxious or overdoes it, or, can't stop being whatever all over the place, and the other, everybody else is saying, what, you know, what's up? Very dangerous because of the differential and its power to estrange the couple and lead them towards just becoming separate people living under the same roof. So I hope that many of you will understand, resonate with it in your own families and your own relationships with friends and neighbors, and realize that taking everything on for the other one is not allowing the other one to feel their own stuff. So you have to kind of resist. I will see you next time.